All right. Good morning. My name is Don Enright. I'm a proud graduate of the College of Liberal Arts class of 1993, and I currently serve as the president of the College Alumni Association Board of Directors. And today, on behalf of the College Alumni Association, I have the distinct honor and privilege of awarding Drew's Alumni Achievement in Business Award to Devyani Morris of the class of 1996. I'm sorry that we couldn't be here together in person today. I always find these to be much more fun when we can actually kibitz in person and maybe have a drink together. But I appreciate everyone joining us on Zoom to recognize and celebrate Dev's prodigious achievements. So thank you all, and I hope everyone has a drink near to hand as I do. To provide a bit of perspective on the Alumni Achievement Awards, these have been awarded to outstanding Drew graduates going back to 1956, when John Cunningham and Philip Burdett received the first achievement in the liberal arts and achievement in the science awards, respectively. The first achievement in business award was given in 1999. The Alumni Association now presents 8 awards annually to outstanding Drew graduates. Dev joins today the elite company of roughly 200 award recipients among over 19,000 Drew College of Liberal Arts graduates. The Achievement in Business Award recognizes alumni who have demonstrated exceptional and sustained success in the field of business, outstanding character and loyalty to Drew, and who personify the ideals of the university. And Dev fits the bill perfectly. She graduated from Drew in 1996 after double majoring in economics and French. She also played scrum half on the women's rugby club. I believe some of her teammates are with us today, as indicated by the hooting. After Drew, Dev went to work at Cronheim Mortgage in Chatham as an analyst and earned her master's in real estate finance from NYU. While she was working on her master's, the president of Cronheim passed away unexpectedly, leaving a leadership vacuum at Cronheim that Dev and her colleagues had to fill. As a result, Dev was one of the youngest executives ever in the real estate finance industry and the first woman to ever take on a management role in Cronheim's history. Over the following decade, Cronheim's assets under management grew from $350 million to over $2 billion, thanks in significant part to Dev's talent and hard work. Today, Dev is a principal with Cronheim. The firm provides an array of real estate financing services, including debt and equity for investment-grade commercial real estate. Dev herself has arranged financing for innumerable real estate transactions across the country and real estate projects. Incredibly, she's been responsible for placing over $1 billion in commercial debt over the past 5 years alone. In short, Dev has been incredibly successful, climbing the ranks from an entry-level analyst to a principal of a highly successful real estate finance firm, and helping consummate countless real estate projects and deals over the course of her career. Dev and her family are also active runners, participating in several local charity races every year. She's an active member and volunteer at her church, Hilltop Presbyterian in Mendham, New Jersey. She taught Sunday school for 4 years and now uses her passion for food and cooking in her role as chairperson of the church's fellowship committee, responsible for catering and organizing all the church's gatherings throughout the year. She's also currently serving a 3-year term on Hilltop's board of directors. Dev also personifies the Drew spirit. She and her husband, Lawrence, who graduated from Drew in the class of 1994, have devoted immeasurable time and resources to the university, and Dev has placed a particular emphasis on recruiting Drew graduates and students as potential candidates when opportunities became available at her firm. She's been a true friend to the university and a model member of the alumni community. So without further ado, please welcome this year's recipient of the Alumni Achievement in Business Award, Devyani Morris. Cheers.
Thank you, John.
Yay!
Thank you, John, and thank you to the Alumni Board and to Carol Bassi for organizing this event. And congratulations to all of this year's award recipients. It's really humbling to be recognized along some very impressive and distinguished fellow alumni. When I graduated, Drew, I know I wasn't alone in thinking, what on earth am I going to do with a liberal arts degree? But for me, it started at Drew's career office, actually. They had a book of job postings, and this was long before Indeed.com and ZipRecruiter and LinkedIn. There was an actual book, and that's where I found the listing for an entry-level analyst at my firm. I got an interview, and when they asked for references, I didn't have much prior work experience, so I asked them to call Marie Pascal Pieretti. She was my French professor and advisor for my French major. She still teaches at Drew today, and her current students will tell you she's an awesome professor. Throughout my years at Drew, she was a wonderful academic advisor. And Marie, if you get to watch this, I never even minded taking that 9 a.m. French class senior year that you made me take to complete my major. So that's how great her classes were. And I still, to this day, have no idea what she told my boss when he called for a reference, but it convinced my firm to hire me over the other candidate. So that kind of advocacy and friendship really goes above and beyond. And that, in my opinion, is one of the very unique aspects of Drew, where you have the opportunity to create these lasting relationships. Drew is where I found my people, some of whom are on this call today, and it's an unusually strong bond. We talk about it all the time, especially since we all came from pretty different backgrounds. And I don't know if we would have found each other in a larger school with tens of thousands of students. And, you know, I don't know if we'd be friends today, 25 years later. Our good friend Stephanie Kamsa, who nominated me, unfortunately she couldn't join today, but Steph, I hope you get to see this. She herself has had a very successful career in investing in finance, and so I can't think of a greater compliment in her nominating me. A measure of success in any business is being recognized by your peers, and we've both experienced the challenges of working in a male-dominated industry, but I never dwelt on them, and I never let it intimidate me, because I realized pretty early on that the most valuable skill sets in business were the ones I learned at Drew. Having a diverse knowledge base, adapting to change, research, writing, relating to people, finding common ground to solve problems, and most importantly, not to ever take yourself too seriously. It's something I've always stressed to my coworkers, and it's a culture at work that I have always advocated for, balancing work with your personal life. Speaking of which, thank you also to my husband, Lawrence. As our daughter would say, you are my bestie. And if it weren't for your patience and emotional support and your tireless energy for our kids and our family, none of this would be possible. You make everything look easy, and you never complain, and that has always been my inspiration. Last but certainly not least, thank you to my parents, who just celebrated their 54th wedding anniversary, for all the sacrifices you made for me so I could go to a school like Drew. Secretly, you were thinking it would have been easier if I went to Rutgers and maybe become a doctor. But you let me choose my own path, and that took a lot of trust, I know. So all these years later, if you ask me what I did with my Drew education, my answer would be hopefully that I made you all proud. So thank you very much, and cheers to the class of 1996.